Oh, what's up? What's good? Welcome into the Only Bet Sports Podcast, Thursday edition, alongside Stern Bets. Drew DeLucchi, I'm the Prince of Picks. We got a great show lined up for you guys today. Of course, as we're going to be covering the sports landscape for this Thursday edition around the world. Here we got soccer, baseball, basketball, hockey. All your core sports here are in action today. We'll be sure to give you our best bets, plays, looks, and angles for all of those sports. Before we do that, if you guys can do us a quick favor, head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is that you get our podcast. Do us a real quick favor: rate, review, subscribe. Helps us out in terms of getting this show out to more potential listeners and growing this community. With that being said, I am once again joined by Stern Betts. Mr. Stern, good morning. Happy Thursday. How we doing, bro? How'd you do yesterday? We have day baseball today, I believe, right?
We do have day baseball. I think we did really well as a show all together. I had a plus day, you had a plus day, Drew had a plus day. I think it was a really good day overall. And then when you're watching the action last night, I mean, I think both underdogs kind of won last night. Golden Knights took care of the Avalanche. They were winning 2-0 for the majority of that game. And then OKC, I think everyone kind of thought that they might have been cooked after Wemby just absolutely demolished them in game one. So I'm happy to see that this is going to be a tight, competitive series. But let's bring in Drew, see how he did yesterday. Real quick, Yankees first three money line that pushed. Game got delayed. No runs until like the sixth or seventh inning. So that was fine. Braves -1.5 for my full unit. That cashed no problem. -102. That was pretty nice. Josh Jung did not hit a home run. But my Angels +110 up early. That cashed in the second inning. That was nice. Unfortunately, the Colorado Avalanche, like I talked about, did not come through. So still a plus money day overall. Drew, how did you do?
Oh, I did great overall. Uh, I know last week was wishy-washy, but this week so far I'm 7-1, 3-0 yesterday with the home run sprinkle as well. Juan Soto actually ended up hitting two home runs in a losing effort, unfortunately. He scored two of the four runs, but Martin Egos was able to get three shots on goal. He had two going in the third period, and he got one more. Kyle Freeland only pitched 4.2 innings. And then the final one, Shea, over 27.5 points. He got his 30. So I said they're going to need 30 in order for him to win. So yeah, I'll take that 3-0 day.
Well done, sir. Well done. Prince, before we get into baseball, how was your recap yesterday?
Yeah, I did pretty well myself as well. We hit on Fever, team total over 83.5. That hit. We also hit the Wings Sky over 169.5. So we parlayed that at plus money. That was a nice little cash out for us. And we also hit in Major Leagues, we had the Braves and the Rockies, both team totals over 2.5. That one came in around -130. We cashed that one out as well. So 2-2 officially overall. And I'll take it considering the week we've had. We're still at a plus money week here for myself and I believe for the show as well.
Hey, look at you not waiting until ninth inning to cash that team total parlay.
Yeah, a nice sweat-free one for once.
Yeah, I think that hit in the second or third inning. Well done. All right, Drew, I'm going to go to you. Very short baseball slate today, but where are we going first?
Very short baseball slate, indeed. Let me see real quick. Something I was looking at. You know what? I'm gonna go to first. It's not even to play because I want to of course talk about this game because this series has been really fun to watch. Blue Jays at Yankees is Carlos Rodon's second start. I always like to ask you, Stern. I want to know your thought on this. Do you think do you think Rodon bounces back? I honestly I love that Rodon is back and Garrett Cole's coming back. I'm a big fan of Rodon, but I want to know what your take on this game, especially since it looks like the Blue Jays are bringing in a young gun, Braden Fisher.
Yeah, so I did look at this game. I do lean Yankees. The public, though, has pushed the number to unreasonable numbers where I don't feel comfortable betting it. But I think Rodon bounces back. I think that the shoulder issues that he had last year were really affecting his arm rotation and how he was throwing the ball. I think I see improvements, and I'm excited for what he can bring this year. Um, you know, the hard hit rate is really what I'm looking at. 26.3% so far in his first start. If he can continue that, I think he'll do just fine. The other thing that he needs to do, keep down the walk rate. But pitchers are looking pretty good. Ground ball rates looking good. Fly ball rates looking good. I think I have a lot of optimism for Carlos Rodon. Braden Fisher, on the other hand, very much concerned. 12.3% barrel rate, 40% hard hit rate, and a 10% walk rate. He is clearly not going to be a bulk inning eater in this game. I think this is just going to be the first piece of a of a bullpen piece of a game, but no play for me officially, but a heavy lean on the Yankees, I would say. Sorry, that was a little bit long-winded, but that's kind of my thoughts on this game.
Awesome. I would say I have one play today. It's actually the very first game because I was looking at the other starting pitchers and wasn't really interested because we'll have Strider versus Sandy, but I don't really see much value on the outs there. Peterson versus Cavalli. I don't really want to touch that series. I just want to enjoy watching the runs in that series. And one I was looking at was Soriano, was at 17.5 minus 150. But I'm gonna go with the Guardians versus Tigers, kind of gritty, division rivalry matchup. I'm gonna go. I know it's kind of risky, but I'm gonna go with Casey Mize under 16.5. He's been kind of a wishy-washy pitcher. He can give you 6 innings, but he got 6 innings his last start. But the Tigers only let him go 71 pitches. So that's a big red flag for me seeing that. And you saw also the game, because last game was his first start, by the way, since April 28th, because he got hurt during the Atlanta game. And I think they were monitoring him in the Blue Jays game as well, too. I think when he got hurt, I think he had like some soreness or something like that. So if the Guardians, who are one of the best teams at grounding at bats, I think can get him to 80 or so pitches, they may take him out. That's something I noticed. They want to be cautious with Casey Mize and his history and his injury history. He hasn't been really bad at all. If you look at it, his last start where he gave up more than 2 runs was April 6th, but this is more of a value play when it comes to managing a player's workload who tends to get hurt out of nowhere.
I don't trust him. Yeah, sure, the metrics look good. He looks like he's in control. Oh, sorry, guys. All right, Drew, gonna let you take over for a second there. Do you have any second play?
No, but I agree with you on that. He's also getting really lucky. He allows a lot of hard hits at the end of the day too, and I believe his expected batting average against is pretty high because his hard hits have been going to the pretty good fielding, the infielding of the Tigers. But I think that's due to negatively regress.
Yeah, sorry. Someone just came to the house and the dogs are absolutely freaking out and I can't get them to stop. But that's a lot of fun. Prince, any thoughts in the MLB before I get to my play?
Yeah, so I have a play here for you guys. Of course, another team total play. Like I said, we've been hitting those pretty regularly. I think we're 3-0 so far for this week. So let's see if we can make it 4 for 4. Today, guys, I'm looking at the Mets. We're gonna look at them team total over 2.5, taking on the Nationals. Of course, the Nationals are a team that we want to try to fade as much as possible in terms of their pitching staff. Then we also got the Yankees tonight, taking on the Blue Jays. I like the Yankees at home, team total over 2.5. Then finally, give me the Braves, the Atlanta Braves, of course, one of the hottest teams in the league right now in terms of their bats. I'll take them to get over 2.5 here against the Marlins. So give me the Mets, Yankees, and Braves all over 2.5. You're gonna get that at plus 100.
That's quite an East Coast roster like right up there. Don't hate it at all. I do like when you only bring 2 to the table. It's a lot more likely to hit. But
I prefer to hit. I prefer to bring only 2. I couldn't find it today. I didn't want to force something just to make it 2. So I went with what I felt more comfortable with 3. I am with you, and you guys always know the less legs you have, the more likely it is to hit. Right? It's just obviously a better chance. But I feel really good about this. But I'm with you though. I do prefer 2 legs for sure.
so I have a question here. I found on DK just the Yankees and the Mets team total over 2.5 for minus 111.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
Perfect. Yep, change it.
I don't mind the Braves play either. By the way, I really don't.
Yeah,
The first 2 I put in, and I happened to see the price.
No, that's yeah, perfect. Go ahead. We'll change it officially. Let's make it that right now. We'll do the Yankees and the Mets. Both of them team total over 2.5. Take out the Braves. I love that price minus 111. Let's do it.
All right, cool. And that's a perfect New York parlay. I'm very excited for that. I didn't
There you
have
go.
any money on the Yankees side, and I really wanted to bet it somehow. So this is a really nice way to kind of get attached just a little bit.
Yeah, nice little tie into the Knicks tonight as well. So that's
The
got an all New York day. New York.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go in a slightly different direction here. I had a little bit of trouble finding value on the board, but of course I found it. Braves, Marlins, first three under 2.5 -130. I got this over on Caesars. Listen, I haven't gone back to the well here on the first three unders just because I haven't seen a lot of value, but I think this is a really good spot. You have two pitchers who are really solid first time around the lineup, Spencer Strider and Sandy Alcantara. Strider really is just going into his fourth game, but so far through 3 games, opponents are hitting just 143 this year. Last year, he also consistently did better the first time around, batters hitting 257. Even though it was a very horrible year overall for him, he still did better first time around the order. Underlying metrics look pretty good so far. I expect continued excellence, at least early, against a subpar Marlins team that just averages under 2 runs per game in the first 4 innings. Atlanta, on the other side, much more dangerous team offensively, but Alcantara is looking much more like himself lately. Opponents are just hitting 213 first time around the order this year. Last year, they just hit 208 first time around, and also a year that he struggled significantly. Everything here tells me that we're going to see low runs early. I think the -130 is a little juicy, but I think it's worth the squeeze. Drew, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. Strider. I mean, these are two massive humans. I would say Sandy versus Strider. Something about Strider, I always say he has thighs of steel. They're bigger than most people's bodies.
Oh my
So
gosh, they're
yeah,
insane.
I remember when I first noticed that a few years ago. I was like, "Wait, is this real? Is this AI?" You know, when AI wasn't a thing. So yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Any other thoughts in the MLB overall today? I know that we don't have that much, but before we get into our home run sprinkles of the day, anything for us?
No, nothing for us. Very short slate. Just home runs.
Prince, any thoughts on Drew or I's play, and any other thoughts in the MLB or something that you're excited to look out for?
No real thoughts for me. I'm ready to get into the home runs.
Yeah, if you listen carefully, I kind of slipped out a New York accent. Thanks, Dad. All right, let's get into the home run sprinkles of the day. Prince, who do you got today?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with give me Juan Soto for the Mets here. I like him to go get a home run at plus 433. Again, this is against the Nationals, so of course I already mentioned we like to fade, so I think that's pretty good value here. He's hit a few already this season, so I'll go with Juan Soto plus 433.
Listen, plus 433 is phenomenal value. I think a part of the reason why we're seeing such an inflated number on him is A, he hit one yesterday, and B, very depressed hitting environments around the league today. Just something to be aware. But
And also, Cade
uh,
Cavalli doesn't give up much home runs, so that's where you'll get that great value. And I love your play, Prince.
yeah, but I like the play just because you don't have to wait on Cavalli. All you need to do is wait to get to the bullpen. I mean, this is one of
Exactly.
the worst bullpens in the entire league. I think this is excellent value. I just want to shout out, you can get this at plus 525 over on Bet Rivers. So shop your lines, people. Shop your lines. Drew, where are you going?
Yes. I'm gonna go with another big name, and I always love taking this guy, especially when you see this value against not a great pitcher. We're with Mike Trout at plus 360 against Luis Severino. Actually, there's 4 people in this lineup that have a home run against Severino. One of them is Mike Trout. Mike Trout hit a home run the first game of this series. So yeah, give me Trouty to get plus 360. It's like you said, all you have to do is get to the bullpen as well, but also Severino. He does walk people, but he's not afraid to pitch to people. And the Angels can be a pretty favorable hitting ballpark too. So I like that.
I have the Angel Stadium, which is literally called Angel Stadium. I don't know if they couldn't find a sponsor or what. It's just the bizarrest thing. There's like there's 3 stadium names in the whole league that are named after the team that they're after. Whatever, different soap, but I think this is an excellent play. I very much considered Mike Trout as my home run play. The only reason why I didn't is because I found someone who I think is just slightly younger, slightly better, slightly maybe a little bit less of a favorable hitting environment, but a better price. So I think it was worth it. Give me Ben Rice. I've been just kind of going back to him again and again and again, and I think that he's getting mispriced once again. A full 100 points more than Aaron Judge, even though I have them neck and neck in home run probabilities today. Give me Ben Rice plus 375 over on ESPN. I would take this up to 350 or 335 or something, somewhere around there. Again, it's not a great hitting environment, but this is Ben Rice going against a bullpen day. If there's someone who's going to be able to take advantage of that, I think it's Judge or Rice. One of them's going to hit a home run. I think Judge was 275. Rice was 375. So I'm just going to take the 375, get in and get out. Prince, Drew, any thoughts on anybody else's play today? And then we'll get into the NBA.
Yeah, I like, of course, both you guys play. Something I'll say, what someone who's really good at home runs once told me in a space was that if you see a really good starting pitcher, but they don't have a great bullpen, that's where you can get the best value, like Prince did for Juan Soto. At the end of the day, starting pitchers only go 5-6 innings now, so that can be 3 to 4 innings worth of bullpen. So that's a great way. Like people need to understand is you're not like it doesn't matter necessarily how good the starting pitcher is. That's where you can get the best value sometimes for a great home run hitter.
Yeah, 100%. Even against great pitchers, they give up home runs. They do. And it happens to everybody, So definitely worth a look. All right, let's get into the NHL. Or no, sorry, NBA. Prince. Woo! What a game yesterday. What a game tonight. I don't know what to think here. Cavs cooked, right? What are we expecting?
Yeah, I mean, well, getting back to last night, right? I think that's just an indictment of what we're going to see for the remainder of this series. I think it's just an absolute heavyweight bout that you're just going to see both teams just again throwing haymakers. Just when you think the Thunder were going to run away with it, the Spurs just kept coming back. They're like the cockroach that won't die. And just shout out to them and their perseverance and their failure to quit. I mean, their perseverance through adversity is remarkable. I think it all starts with Wemby. He's got a massive chip on his shoulder, and him with his skill set with a chip on his shoulder is a scary sight to see. I thought he had another fantastic game last night. I thought Hartenstein did okay against him, but if you saw the post game interview, actually, is interesting. They asked SGA what he thought of Hartenstein's impact against Wemby, and he blatantly said not good, which is something you rarely ever see a teammate kind of discredit another teammate on a public forum. So I'd be interested to see what the follow-up is through that and if there's any fallout from that. But in any case, excellent series, excellent game. What can you say? Jalen Williams unfortunately went out with the injury again, so we'll see what his status is going forward. I think the Thunder are absolutely going to need all hands on deck with this Spurs team. Of course, AJ Mitchell, I believe, also kind of went down with an injury towards the end of the game. So it's going to be health, and sustainability. I think is the key to whoever is going to last in this absolute war between these two teams. So super excited for Game 3 in San Antonio. And then getting to tonight's game, Game 2 here with the Knicks and the Cavs, of course. Are the Cavs cooked? I kind of think so. I do like their talent, but emotionally, I don't know how you come back from blowing a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter.
So I would like to point out, yes, they did blow an on the road game against a very energized Knicks team, but they did also control the game for 3 quarters.
Well, they controlled the game against a team that had been off for a week. So I think you got to throw that in there. It's a little bit of a caveat, right? Maybe the Cavs, again, I thought maybe they were in more of a rhythm. I think the Knicks came out a little bit sleepy. And sometimes that happens when you're off for an extended period of time. It takes it a little bit to kind of get going to the game. Now, that's not to say that the Cavs didn't do something right, because obviously they did to get up to such a big lead. I don't know which way this series is going to go because I still don't know if I fully trust the Knicks yet. But what I'm going to play tonight, I think the Knicks come out on fire based on what had happened in Game 1. I think they're going to learn from their mistakes and really understand that they kind of stole Game 1 and they really probably didn't deserve to win it. And so I think they're going to play with a lot of urgency here. And this one and come out on fire. I think the Cavs might still be kind of licking their wounds, maybe just trying to get over the emotional side of the loss. And maybe it's going to take them a quarter or two to kind of get themselves into it. And kind of understand, hey, we still have a whole series to play. So I actually like the Knicks here in the first quarter, -1.5. You're going to get that around -108, -110, I believe. But to that point, I just think the Knicks come out on fire tonight, and I like them to take an early lead here against the Cavs.
I really like that look. I do agree with the analysis that the Knicks are probably just going to be more comfortable and more confident at home after game one's victory, and Cleveland might be a little bit shaky to get off to a little bit of a rough start to begin the game. Whether or not they bounce back later is a different story, but I like this look. Drew, any thoughts here?
Yeah, no, I like that look a lot, honestly. And at the end of the day, the professionals, I think, they'll be able to recover. I know they did one of the biggest choke jobs at the end of the day, but they're professionals. It's not like it's college. It'll be harder for college players to kind of recover from that stuff.
Yeah. Prince, any other thoughts in the NBA? And Drew, do you have any plays?
I don't have any other thoughts other than that.
Drew, any
Perfect.
plays?
Yeah, I do. I have a player prop, but this one can be kind of risky because of minutes reasons. But I've seen how well he's done the last 3 games for the Knicks and his efficiency. But we'll go to Landry Shamet over 1.5 threes made at plus 105. If you look his last 3 games, he's covered this. I think he shot over 60% his last 3 games. Even the last 2 games of Philly, they used him more. And the last game, he was 3 of 3, and he played about like 17 to 20 minutes. The Cavs are one of the worst teams in the postseason guarding the 3-pointer, actually 37%. And with Brunson being the vocal point of it, I think he's going to have opportunities to get more shots open. And I think they're going to be inclined to possibly give him more shots. So the reason why this is plus money is because of his volume and him usually playing less than 20 minutes. But I like this value for somebody. The last 3 games has covered this.
Yeah, I can dig it. Prince, any thoughts?
Yeah, I like it a lot as well. I'm definitely going to be on it with you.
All right, let's get into the NHL. Actually, sorry, I have to remember this now. I have to put it in my official show sheet. Let's get into WNBA. Prince, any plays tonight? I think we have 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, we got a 3-game slate tonight. We got the Valkyries taking on the Liberty. We got the Toronto Temple and the Minnesota Lynx. And we got the LA Sparks taking on the Phoenix Mercury. That's the game I'm going to attack here. Is the Sparks and Mercury. I'm going to keep this one simple. We're going to take the Phoenix Mercury on the money line. It is minus 150 again. That's the juice tolerance for me in terms of giving out plays on the show. So if you want to play them on a spread, go. By all means, go for it. I just want to stay away from the spread officially. Just give me them on the money line. This is the Sparks' first road game of the season, so I'm going to fade them on the road here. Phoenix, up and down team, but I think they just have a little bit better roster than the Sparks. Sparks are off to a rough start, 1-3 on the season. So again, give me the Mercury here at home on the money line. You're going to get that at minus 150.
Drew, any reaction to the WNBA Phoenix play?
No, I definitely want to get more into the WNBA this year. So I'm just listening to Prince and learning.
Yep, same here. Been following for about a year now, looking for a good break-in spot, but it definitely looks like there's some value on the underappreciated markets. All right, let's get into NHL. Last night we had an upset. I definitely didn't see that coming. Tonight got a good matchup going. We got the Canadiens versus the Hurricanes. This is game 1 in the Eastern Finals. Hurricanes heavily favored here. Prince, do you see any value, or do you have any reactions to the Knights winning last night over the Avalanche? And do you see any value on the Canadiens or Hurricanes side tonight?
So getting back to the game last night, I was on the under in that one. And so did that hit? I'm sorry, did that actually hit? Did the under hit? The under it was under 6.5. How many goals did we get?
Yes, it hit.
Yeah.
And you were
okay.
sailing by. It was like 2-0 going into the
Yeah,
third
that's what I
period or
thought. Yeah,
something.
I was score checking. Yeah, and I saw it was a pretty low scoring game. So looks like I was leaning towards the right way in that one anyway. And I thought the Knights might keep it close. I didn't think they would win it outright. So shout out to them. And it looks like they're probably going to make this a series after all. Even though the Avalanche come to this one as probably the prohibitive favorite. So we'll be interested to see how the series goes. But nothing for me tonight in the NHL. Again, I kind of want to see how both of these series play out for a couple games, and then maybe I'll attack something in game 3 once I get a better feel.
Yeah, I hear you. I played the Avalanche yesterday. I'm leaning towards the Hurricanes today. Can't imagine that both favorites are going to lose, but nothing official for me. If I find or research it a little bit better and come out with a play, I'll definitely tweet it out. Drew, any player props that we're looking at tonight?
Yeah, I do have a player prop today. And I think this is a pretty good value play for a point. I'm going to go with Logan Stankoven for the Hurricanes. So far this postseason, at the end of the day, he had 21 goals and 48 points during the regular season. and he's still been, learning and stuff. But he has 7 goals and 8 points in 8 games played this postseason, along with a +8 rating and nearly 17 minutes of ice time per game. He is currently centering Taylor Hall and Jackson Blake, both of whom have been great this postseason. So I think 1 point from -125 is somebody, somebody who has been consistently, when they do get playing time, do at least get a goal or an assist. I liked him for 1 point. And the
Cool.
Hurricanes have been insane scoring rise. So
Nice. Yeah, I'm seeing -120 over on ESPN, -121 over on Caesars. So shop your lines, but I like the value here. Played it just now with a little bit of a boost, so it's going to be near even money for me. Alrighty then. I think we've done anything. Soccer. We need to get to soccer. Prince, what do you got for us today? Is there any local games today? International games? Are we looking at something in the World Cup? What do we got?
Yeah, so of course we'll have our World Cup play here afterwards. But in terms of today, not too much action, but we do have one league that's going to be finishing up today. It is going to be the Saudi Pro League. That league ends today. Of course, we got several matches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in total here are going to be taking place all at the same time. 2 p.m. Eastern kickoffs here. And the championship, or I should say, the first place in the table, is still up for grabs here between Al Nasser and Al Hilal. Those 2 teams are going to be fighting for first place. Unfortunately, they don't play each other, but I do have one play for the Saudi League today. Again, it is 2 p.m. Eastern kickoff. I'm looking at Al Nasser taking on Damak. I think we see both teams to score in here. I think that's a good probability for that to happen. You're going to get plus money, plus 115. The reason for that being is I think both teams are going to need to push for a goal here. Al Nasser with a win will lock up first place in the Saudi Pro League. Same for Damak. With the win for them, they'll lock up safety and avoid relegation in the Saudi Pro League as well. So I think both teams are going to be relatively incentivized to go for it. I think, again, with a win, both teams will be secure in their relative positions. So give me Al Nasser, Damak, both teams to score here at plus 115.
Yeah, that's a fun league that you always kind of want to bet goals live, right? Like if it's at
Yes.
the end of the first half and there's no goals, you'll kind of like sprinkle $1 or 2, and then if it's at the end
Sure.
of the game, you'll put like $5 or $10 to just
Yeah, which is funny. Yeah, usually you don't want to put so much at the end, but in this Saudi league, it's notorious for stoppage time goals. So
and like
check in.
insane extended time.
Insane extended time, 100%, which is, I think, part of the reason why you see so many stoppage time goals. So I would tune in around, maybe scoreboard watch around 3:55 p.m. Eastern. As soon as we get to the last 5 minutes of the game or so, start watching and start looking at the lines. And as soon as we hit stoppage time, you can start betting goals because they happen more often than not in the Saudi Pro League. It's a really it's a fun league to bet on for stoppage time goals. For whatever reason, they always seem to come through. So, but yeah, and then let's go ahead and we're gonna go to our new feature segment here. It's going to be our World Cup play of the day. Of course, we are now just 21 days away from the first kickoff of the FIFA World Cup. Going to be in Mexico. Mexico taking on South Africa on June 11th. But here we go, guys. The play of the day. Again, this is one that I have not given out yet officially on any platforms or any podcasts. So this is a brand new one here that we're giving out right here, right now, live on X on the show. I'm looking at a parlay here. We're looking at the group stages. I'm looking at 2 teams to lose all of their group games. I hate to go back to Curacao here, but we're going to do it. I'm going back to Curacao to lose all 3 of their group games. I don't see how they're going to pick up even a point against Ivory Coast, Ecuador, or Germany. I just don't see it. I think they lose all 3. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to parlay that with Qatar to lose all of their group games. I believe, in my opinion, these are the 2 worst teams in the World Cup. You got 48 teams in the World Cup, so if you were to rank them, I would rank them 48th and 47th, respectively. I don't think Qatar really has much of a chance in here. They have one player who's somewhat good. His name is Akram Afif. He's very easy to spot because he's a short little guy and he's got a huge afro. So easy guy to spot. If you're going to watch Qatar, you're going to want to watch him. But other than him, they really have nothing else to really go for here. Or the goalie is horrible. And this team is just not a very good team at all. I don't see them picking up a point. They got Canada, Switzerland, and Bosnia in their group. Can't see it. Can't see them picking up even a point against any of these 3 teams. I see them losing all 3 of those games. So we're going to parlay that here. Qatar and Curacao, both to lose all of their group games. You're going to get that at a great price here at plus 410.
Yeah, that's fun. That is fun. Also, just throwing out an idea here. I see that Brad Betts here is listening, and no pressure to come on, but I would love to hear a show with you and Brad together on the World Cup, maybe sometime in the next month. If I could MC or whatever, I would love to be a part of it. But I think the two of you together would have an amazing show that we would be able to further promote. Anyway, just a thought. Didn't want to derail, but I did have a question for you today. We have SC Paderborn 07 versus VfL Wolfsburg. I do have model plays, but I did want to hear if you had any thoughts on the game today.
So
Are you familiar with that game?
I am, and it's funny you mentioned that because I actually was going to give it out as an official show play, and then I saw your model play, and I didn't want to go against it, so I just took it off and I gave it to the VIPs instead, and then we're still gonna run with it, but I didn't want to contradict your play here on the model here on the show, but yeah, I mean, if you ask my opinion, I kind of lean towards a higher scoring game between these two teams. Both of them are not very good defensively. And so I just think, and if you look at the head-to-head, you've seen a lot of goals between the two teams as well. So for me personally, I kind of think it might be a higher scoring game. I know your model says it's going to be lower, so we'll see what happens. Man versus machine, right? But in any case, I struggle with leaning aside because Wolfsburg really struggled in the Bundesliga, but you're talking about a second division team in Paderborn, so tough to say who's going to come out on top. Yeah, I don't really have a strong lean towards that, but I do have more of a lean towards. Actually, it is an official play of mine. I'm on the over 3 between Paderborn and Wolfsburg. Going to get that at plus money. I think it's plus 110, 115, something like that.
I'm curious what Wolfsburg's team total is. If it's 1.5, I might lean there instead. Yeah, it is 1.5.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
a good play
minus
too.
130.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit strict. Just so you guys understand what we're talking about, I put in my model plays in our group chat. If you guys want to join our Discord, I usually try to post them there as well. But I do have a little bit of value on Paderborn here, plus 425 on the money line, and the under 2.5 at even money. Just wanted to put that out there if you were curious. Brad, you requested to speak. How you doing, buddy? Welcome into a show. Can you hear me? Or did I accept you correctly?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, Michael? That's Michael,
Good.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in.
Good. So just a note, that Wolfsburg Paderborn game, it's over 2 legs. It's not one match. It's a home and home. So I'm still gonna I'm gonna ride with Prince, but just want to let you guys know that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, Brad, sorry. Now I think I accepted your request. You can speak, I believe. It's always hard on these Twitters, and I apologize to our listeners who are hanging in patiently. We appreciate you a lot. Brad, what do you got? All right, we're just going to keep going. I'm going to assume that it's going to work eventually. Let's get to our question of the
Oh, I
day.
actually have something
sorry.
too.
Yeah, hit us, baby. Hit it.
I have a neat fact with the World Cup, right? I heard this the other day. So this is the 23rd World Cup. Next World Cup will be the 100th year anniversary of it. So think about it, guys. Next World Cup will be the 24th World Cup, and it's been 100 years. So cherish these. They rarely happen because they're every 4 years for a reason. So enjoy these because think about it, only 24 in 100 years. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And I got real quick. I just got one thing I want to interject. If you haven't done this before, do yourself a favor. If you ever have some free time, just kind of look at YouTube for like the first World Cup or the first couple of World Cups. It's called a World Cup, but the requirements, just the story behind it, it is absolutely insane, actually. Some of the stories. One story is a team was not able to make it across the on a boat. They couldn't get to Uruguay because I believe there was a plague or some kind of disease that they couldn't make the trip over for that reason. So they removed themselves from the World Cup. There's just all kinds of just crazy, wild, just bat crazy stories for the first couple of World Cups. So it's really evolved into something completely different now. But I just it's really entertaining and to just see some of the stories that have come from the early World Cup. So just something. If you guys get some free time and you're looking for something to just do on YouTube, go Google it. I think you'll be interested.
I'd be surprised if we didn't have some crazy stories coming up soon.
Mosh, can you hear me?
Good point.
Yes, Brad, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining the show. Sorry that our technical difficulties have continued. How you
Not a
doing, man?
problem. Not a problem at all. I just wanted to pop in and I guess, Spellman kind of beat me to it. But what I really wanted to mention was on that specifically on that Germany match in the Bundesliga. Every time you have a match that is a two-leg match, that first leg can be very, very tricky. So if you look at the stats, you're going to see one thing, but the actual gameplay on the field might be just a little bit different because if you're Paderborn, the objective would be to get home on the second leg without a deficit. So by any means that is. If Wolfsburg score, that means they need to score. If they don't score, it means they don't necessarily need to score. If you look at the matchup history, it's hit both teams to score in all 6 matchups. It's hit over 2.5 in 4 of the last 5. So yeah, it does check out from that goal standpoint. But when you look at some of these leagues around the world, i.e. like your Switzerland, the Grasshopper team just played Oral, the second division team trying to get promoted. And that matchup has hit over 2.5 goals and somewhere around 80% of 24 matches coming into it. Well, guess what happened? 0-0. And that is just a very typical leg one result. So if somebody does score, expect that other team to score. But until that goal does come in, maybe expect it to be a little more tight.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent analysis. And I've 100% noticed that, especially recently. If you have the underdog scoring, the favorite usually knocks them back. But if nobody's scoring, it's kind of just a slower paced, cagey type of match until, and then the game opens up and then you have goals. But I definitely love that. And by the way, Brad, I'm not letting you off the hook today because before you go, or you don't have to go at all, but I want you to give us our question of the day. You seem to have really good ones prepared. I don't know how, and that is not a food pun joke. Prince, any thoughts on what Brad said? And do you want to maybe change your answer to the under?
No, I'm riding with the over, but he's right. It is typically first legs do tend to be a lot more cautious and cagey, and if there was going to be a lower scoring leg, it probably would be the first one. But I just think these two teams just are not very good defensively, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to kind of keep things calm and back throughout the duration of the game. So to its point, I think once one team scores, the other team scores, and then everything breaks open. So that's my angle, and we'll see what happens.
All right, and definitely great live betting options and looks if you see that game. It's at 2:30, so definitely keep your eye out. Brad, you still here? Do you have a question of the day for us? You might have popped out already.
He might have popped out. I have one.
All right,
if you guys are ready, I got one. All right. So in honor of Brad here, since look at he's requesting. Okay, we'll take his question too. But I'm going to hit you with another food one. So you're going to get 2 food questions, probably one from me and one from Brad. My question is an easy one. What is your favorite cereal and why?
You want me to pop in here?
Yeah, sure, Brad. You can go ahead and answer first.
And see, it's such a good question because for my cereal game, I have 2 facets. I have my when I want to get filled type of cereal, and then I also have I want my little delicious sweet cereal. So if
Brad,
I'm going,
it's funny you say that because that's exactly the categories I was going to say: a healthy cereal and a delicious cereal. Go ahead.
exactly, because you have your moments where you want something that's satiating, and then you just want to be just disgusting, which does happen. I'm looking at my cereals right now just to make sure. I would say the most satiating cereal, I go one of 2, oatmeal squares and frosted mini wheats. I think they both have some serious legs. I probably lean to the oatmeal squares just a little bit more. I think that's just because I had them a lot as a kid, so maybe I'm a little partial to it. But as far as a sweet cereal, I've really started to try to get away from them as much as I possibly can. But there are certain ones like I really like, and this is an underrated cereal, probably not talked about much, but I really like honeycomb.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Sorry to interrupt, but that was what I was thinking.
I love that, Drew. My man just comes in just to make sure everybody knows his honeycomb love.
I want to back you up there.
All right, I'm gonna go slightly different here. I don't think cereal's a real food. Just gonna throw that out there. But I do like it as a dessert or a snack. All right. So what I usually go for is what's the apple jacks or fruity pebbles, something around those lines, maybe Captain Crunch with berries. Like those are like probably my top 3 right there. And then there's like this maple one that I'm forgetting the name of at the moment. Like I really have cereal maybe a few times a year, but it is 100% like a Starbucks Frappuccino to me. It is a dessert, and I am under absolutely no illusions that it's dinner or breakfast or whenever you're eating it. That might be slightly
Interesting.
controversial,
That,
but
that is a very controversial take, but okay. We'll go with it. It's yours and yours alone. Yeah, okay, cool. So you like the sweet stuff then, the sugary one. You want a little sugar rush with your cereal. It sounds like.
like if I'm gonna have cereal, and again, I don't drink milk. I'm dairy free for the last 10 years, so like it's not. I don't know. Nothing about it is just like, oh, let's have a party. And then whenever my kids ask for it, I'm like, you have to eat your lunch or breakfast or dinner first.
Got it.
Get
Okay.
some
Okay.
protein in you, and then you could have the garbage.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. All right, I'm gonna go to give my answer, then I'll give it to Drew after that. So if we're talking about healthy cereals, and I hope this qualifies, Raisin Bran for me. I love Raisin Bran. I've loved it even since I was a kid. When my mom wanted me to eat some healthy cereal, she would give me Raisin Bran because that's the only thing I would eat.
Ew.
Love Raisin Bran. Love it, love it, love it. You know what? Sometimes I'll get some strawberries and throw some strawberries on it or some banana. Cut up some banana and put it in there. Oh, so good. Absolutely love it. I could eat Raisin Bran every day.
I concur. I
Um,
actually like Raisin Bran a lot. And
Absolutely love
similar to
Raisin Bran.
that, Rice Krispies with cut up banana. Right up
But
there.
I will say this: it's got to be the right brand of raisin bran because some brands, the raisins are like hard. If the raisins aren't the right consistency, I won't eat it, or it's very hard to eat. It gets stuck in your teeth. It gets all chewy. It's like no, it's got to go easy. It's got to be easily digestible, easy to chew on. So if it's the right brand and they make it the right way, it's not old, it's not stale, right? I love raisin bran. And then for my sweets cereal, right? If I'm looking for like a little bit of a sugar kick, something fun to eat, something that's just absolutely delicious. I gotta go with cinnamon toast crunch. I can't get enough of it. I could eat multiple bowls of cinnamon toast crunch. Sugary as hell, unhealthy as hell, but oh my god, it's so good. And then now they have different flavors of cinnamon toast crunch. I try to try them all out when they come out. I think they have like a strawberry milkshake one. Of course, they've had the chocolate one for years. But I absolutely love cinnamon toast crunch. It's by far my favorite sweet cereal out there.
Uh,
Imagine the guy who said to the grape, "Yeah, we'd prefer to shrivel you up and make you into a raisin." Like, what?
I mean, you
Well,
have to imagine that it was done by accident or in a place where they don't have access to fresh fruit all year round and they needed to figure out a way to like preserve it, right?
100%.
I mean, I guess
And
so. That's like taking your piece of pepperoni pizza and taking the cheese off. Like, what is that about?
I've never had pepperoni before in my life, so I don't actually understand the reference fully. Um, just real quick, if anybody wants to give their opinion on their favorite cereal or whatever
Oh, I think I
sport
still need to
or
go.
pick that's going on through your head, feel free to request and we'll try to bring you on pending technical difficulties. But Drew, what's your response here?
Oh yeah, no, I love that Brad Betts mentioned honeycombs. I think that's one of the most underrated ever. But I don't usually eat cereal now. But when I like do, it's my daughter's favorite, and I believe it's literally one of the greatest go tos ever, which is Fruit Loops. But my favorite as a kid, which I absolutely loved, that not many people talked about, was Pops, aka Corn Pops. Corn Pops is undefeated and it was such a good it's such a good overall cereal mixed with the milk. I would like kill that when I was a kid.
Oh, you know what I just remembered? The name of that cereal that I forgot earlier? Waffle Crisp. That was an addicting 2 months during my childhood. Gross and addicting.
Hey,
Any of you
don't
ever
sleep
tried
on
Waffle Crisp?
don't sleep on Crackling Oat Bran either. If you're
This is
familiar.
fun.
Don't sleep if you want chocolate milk on Reese's Puffs.
Yes,
I had
Reese's Puffs. Yes,
I had to
definitely a
think
top
about
five.
that for a second.
All right, Moshe, I got my question. If you could only go for the rest of your life with one cookie, one specific flavored cookie, so you got your snickerdoodle, you have your chocolate chip cookie, your peanut butter, only one.
What
Yeah.
a question.
I mean, can I just be boring and say just a regular chocolate chips cookie?
No.
Can I say
Yeah.
donut?
Ooh, boring. No, I'm just kidding.
Better
Can
than
I
saying you like raisin grapes.
All right, I stand corrected. Let me go sit in my corner.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really do snacks like that, like baked goods. The only baked goods I really like are donuts. Other than that, like I'm really into the candy and ices categories of desserts. Like I'll try dessert like cake or cookies, but like it's really just one bite and done for me. Prince, what about you?
We'll go with Grandma's Special Oatmeal Raisin. Can't get enough of it. I love oatmeal raisin cookies.
That's
Can
just
you, can you get a theme here? I think I like
Okay,
raisins,
I
right?
will.
This guy, I don't even know.
Brad, tear him
Okay.
apart.
I'm just
Okay.
I'm just pissing
Okay.
Brad off here to no end.
Number
It's
two.
just like enough of these grapes already. I mean, these are raisins already, man.
It's disgusting. All right, two cookies that are totally underrated and are very unavailable typically. Your chocolate cookie with Reese's Pieces, unfreaking believable. You warm that up and it's hot. Those Reese's Pieces will just melt apart. It's one of the most fantastic cookies. And then my mother makes these only for Christmas. They're called the Rolo cookies. It's chocolate with those little Rolo candies inside of it. So when they bake, they melt. Unbelievable. Those two, fire.
That's fun. That's a cool one. Drew, what about you?
Oh, that stuff. But I would say number one. And if I didn't say this, then I think they would come after me because it's absolutely true. The sugar cookies, the ones you can get at the store. It's like they're circular and they have the frosting on top.
Yeah. Those
Yeah.
are pretty solid.
I can honestly, if those are in my house, that's why I don't try to buy them. All out of nowhere, I'll see half of them are gone. I'm like, what the hell? So.
Yep. Yeah, I actually really like those cookies a lot. Even though they're dairy, every once in a while I'll take like a quarter of a cookie when my wife gets them. Those things are so soft. Oh, they're so good.
Oh, they're addicting.
If you leave those out for a couple weeks, you can actually use those as paperweights too. So if they get a little stale, you can multi-purpose those.
Hey, if I leave them out for a couple weeks, that's some really good discipline.
I
Sounds like
mean,
you've had experience with that, Brad, huh? You got
Those cookies
no,
to me are like the most disgusting thing that have ever been put. It's just so funny how people have such different tastes. And just
oh,
like,
they're
not
so
even that.
artificial. They're so artificial. That's why I love it. They taste like chemicals almost, but I love it. I don't mind it. Like I'm okay with it. Like Mike and Ike's. Give me the sugar.
Oh,
give me the
brother,
chemicals
don't get me
injected
started.
into me.
Haribo peaches or the watermelon sour patch. Oh my god.
Hey Brad, we have a bunch of those down here in Kansas City, so I would send you like those Reese's peanut butter cup with chocolate chips in it, and then with those like watermelon things and those hard. But yeah, it's a big deal down here, but it's not my favorite.
You know what I just saw today at 7-Eleven when I was going to get my coffee? I saw Reese's Pieces with Oreos inside, like official Oreos inside
Disgusting.
Reese's.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's just going too far.
All right. Any last thoughts from anybody here on the call? If anybody wants to come up, feel free to request. We'll bring you on. But let's recap or give any last thoughts, and then we'll get to our recap of the day.
Yeah, Moshe, I'll pop in here real quick. Anybody who's betting footy, just know that the Icelandic League is in today. There's one match between Akranes taking on IBV. And in the Icelandic League, over 2.5 is now hit in 18 of the last 22. So it's trending upwards of 80+%, but both teams to score somewhere close to that figure, just below it. But these two teams specifically are conceding teams. They're further down in the table. You have Akranes, who scores more at home. You have IBV, who concedes way more away from home, 2+. Now I think it is in 11 of 12 matches. They both conceded in, I think it's 17 of 18, 16 to 17, something like that. So there should be goals today, afternoon, 1 o'clock, Iceland.
Can I put you down for a BTTS and over 2.5 on that one for -110?
Would be a 2.75, sir, and I got that at -134.
Fair enough. I forgot that you just linked betting on goals, which is probably the smarter way to go about it. You don't have to worry about who's going to score. You just have to worry about someone scoring.
I prefer myself as
Ice,
gender
baby.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Brad, what was that?
I said I prefer myself as gender neutral when it comes to the goal. I just want both teams to come and compete.
I always have this joke when I'm rooting for goals from it's like both sides, doesn't matter what sport. My wife's like, "Oh, who are you rooting for?" or whatever. And I'm like, "I'm rooting for everyone to score today." And she thinks it's the stupidest thing in the world. All right, Drew, give us your recap. Who do you got today?
I feel that too with my wife. But anyways, my best bets of the day are Casey Mize under 16.5 outs at -15. That game starts less than an hour. Landry Shamet over 1.5 threes at +105. Logan Stankoven at 1 point at -125. And Sprinkle Mike Trout home run at +360.
I love it. Looks in the MLB, NHL, and NBA, not to mention your MLB sprinkle. I got the Braves, Marlins, first three under 2.5 at -130 over on Caesars. And then my home run sprinkle of the day, Ben Rice. I think this is just a mispriced ticket, +375. Prince, who do you got? Actually, Brad, if you want to recap your best bet real quick, you can feel free to. I'll do that for him. I'm going to just brutally murder this name. Akranes versus IBV Vestmannaeyjar in the Icelandic League. Over, what was it, 275?
Sorry about that. This thing keeps disconnecting and taking my mic off. But yeah, we are on the afternoon, 1 p.m. Icelandic Bestadieldin match between Akranes taking on IBV. The over 2.75. I got it at -134.
Absolutely love it. Prince, close us out, brother.
Yeah, so tonight, guys, we're looking at the NBA, and we get the Knicks on the first quarter on a spread here, -1.5. You're going to get that around -110. In baseball, I'm taking the Mets, Yankees, and Braves all over 2.5 runs here at +100. Oh, sorry, I'm taking the Mets and Yankees over 2.5 at -110. Then we're also going to take Juan Soto to hit a home run here for the Mets at +433. In the W tonight, give me the Phoenix Mercury on the money line at -150. Saudi Arabian Pro League, I'm taking Al Nasser, Damak, both teams to score at +115. And then finally, a World Cup play of the day. We're looking at Curacao to lose all of their group games, parlayed with Qatar to lose all of their group games. And you're going to get that at +410. That's going to do it for us today, guys. This has been your Thursday edition of the OnlyBets Sports Podcast. Alongside Drew DeLucchi, Stern Bets, Brad Betts, of course, thanks always for joining us and giving great content. Michael Spellman with his contributions as well, and all the gang here. Appreciate all of our loyal listeners as always. We appreciate you guys, and we will be back again tomorrow, same time, same place, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. Enjoy the rest of your afternoons. Let's cash out these tickets, and we will talk to you all soon. Thanks.